Hey there. So I guess if I asked you to come up with a list of the top ways in which COVID has impacted people with eating disorder struggles, I'm sure you would suggest that things like the isolation of lockdown has affected them. Probably you'd also talk about the difficulty of accessing supermarket shopping and the trauma involved in that. But something new has started to arise more and more for me over the last few weeks, which I've recognised among people in the eating disorders community, which perhaps I'd given very little thought to at the start of the outbreak, and that's food poverty. We've got a huge problem in this country around food poverty and the number of households that need to rely on food banks. And what has the pandemic done? Well, it's made household income stretched, and it's meant that even more people are having to go and call on those resources that might have been set up by charities or community-based groups to help families access food. Now, look at that and how that affects somebody that's struggling with an eating disorder. Let's imagine that we've got a mother of two small children, and she might be a single mother, and she's already financially insecure, and now she may have been on furlough, she may have lost her job altogether. She may have already had to, from time to time, use local food banks. Well, now, in the midst of the pandemic, all those issues are heightened. And if she is also struggling from an eating disorder, or has done in the past, isn't it only natural that perhaps she'll start thinking about who gets priority of that food? Who is she going to give the food to first? And unfortunately, I've had a couple of incidents where I've heard from local authorities talking to me about people that they know are struggling financially and have started to succumb to an eating disorder because actually they just haven't prioritised their eating behaviours over their need to feed their child. That's awful. It's a real horror, and it really reminds us what the depths of this terrible pandemic are going to be on those people that already suffer mental health issues or have financial struggles or have a combination, as they may well do in the eating disorder community. So I guess I wanted to post this just to say I see you, I hear you, and if you are in that battle and you are finding that you are in a level of food poverty yourself, please know that you still need to prioritise yourself. You must eat, you must still reach out, gain that food, access what you need to prioritise getting yourself well from the eating disorder. It worries me that we will now have more people that, because of this other aspect, will be further entrenched into their eating disorder just because they've slipped into a routine of under prioritising their own food needs because they have to support their family and their household. So if we can help you just by empathising, understanding and helping you reach out to those food banks and community groups in your region, then I'd really like to do that, and please know I say that from the bottom of my heart. I really want to be able to support you. This isn't just a kind of a light touch comment about, oh dear, what a terrible situation we're in with the need for food banks. Food poverty is real, and if you add that to somebody that's got a mental health illness that relates to food and nutrition, we have a big problem. So if we can help, please do get in touch, and as I say, know that we see and we hear you. Thanks.